So this is Mule Talk, the podcast where we talk about mules.
Did you know a mule is when you breed a male donkey to a female horse, but a hinny is when you breed a stallion or a male horse to a female donkey?
Wow.
I did not know that.
Amazing.
Did you also know that donkeys can be easily identified by their long ears, but they possess other telltale characteristics?
Did you also know, Donkey, get out of my swamp?
Donkey.
Some donkey once told me. I guess so. I guess you're right. You're pretty right.
Yeah, I'm pretty right. You know, I'm right all the time. And this is Buffer Buddies, the stupid movie podcast, and that's stupid movie podcast, where we watch bad movies together and we record that live. It's like a bad movie night, but with your friends. But we're your friends, and you're listening to us. You could also watch the movie in sync with the podcast, but that would be crazy.
Why would you?
Why would you? And that'd be crazy, and you're crazy cool. We're watching Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. I haven't seen the first one. My name is Jared from UpDownLeftDie.
I haven't seen the first one, and my name is Tiffany from UpDownLeftDie.
I've seen the first one, and I'm John Schwartz.
Get out! It's only for first timers. You know, this one I was looking it up. It has worse ratings than the first one, and I'm so excited for that. I'm gonna hit the play button.
We also have Painting All Night and Dimples in Silent.
Thank you for covering me. I knew that.
You're welcome.
So there's Sony logo just went by. There is a mouse on the screen. Get out of here, mouse.
Why?
I killed it. I killed it. I put it.
Along?
Yes.
Pikachu, no!
What?
Pikachu, no!
Pikachu, no.
Pikachu is a mouse.
He's an electric mouse type Pokemon.
Yeah, but he's a mouse.
For the longest time, I never knew it was like based off of a real animal. But then I looked it up, and it didn't really look like Pikachu. So it's like, what's the point?
Because Japan Island is relatively untouched, and all their mice are electric. They run on electric. They're Tesla mice.
What about that Edison mice?
No. Not in Japan. No, they don't have Edison.
Those Edison mice run off of DC. Tesla
they
mice
have
run off of
Edison. Wait, you guys, they have Edison.
That's pretty good. It took me a second, but it's pretty good.
Thank you. We'll be here.
Oh, what's up with the subs?
I don't know. Who did this? Who put?
I think they're trying to italicize it, but Google doesn't know, so whatever.
Yeah, because it's not. Are these like what kind of is this sub file like an SRT?
Yeah, I just uploaded the SRT. I checked it, but I didn't like really check it.
Because I think
subs, not dubs.
Like real subs, like in like Kodi or like a real media player, like it does have like HTML, like it does colors and whatnot. But yeah, Google's sub system is not an SRT; it's just timestamped words. So now we have all these.
It's weird because you can upload the SRT.
I spent the next 2 years loving myself.
It's because it's supposed to be italicized, but
it doesn't bother me.
I mean, it's decent enough.
I think what you could do next time is just like open it up in Notepad++ and then find all like the HTML tags and just remove them.
I did like a quick like little view through or something, but then I don't like doing that because then it's like I'm watching the movie and then I'm not doing it. I'm watching the movie in the worst
form possible, a book.
Yeah.
So, are we gonna guess what happened in the first one?
No.
Okay.
I want to pretend like it doesn't exist. I want to pretend that Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 just came out in theaters and that was it. And everyone was like, all right.
Honestly, all movies, all like sequels and stuff like that should be standalone.
Yeah, if they write them good. Is.
Well, that's good.
I mean, like these like really like corny kind of movies, they're always standalone. I mean, you don't really need to see the first one.
That looked like South Coast Plaza.
Was.
Grandma got run over by a mail truck thing.
My name is Earl.
A reindeer meat truck.
Oh my gosh. She's so old.
So I thought the same exact thing, but she's actually like born in like 1990.
No, I mean,
bad.
like I've seen her on Disney Channel really young, and now she's like she's an adult. That's what I meant.
But who is that?
Okay.
Is that his daughter?
Yeah.
Security Officers Trade Association Expo and award ceremony in
Las Vegas.
Because I don't know what his wife
time?
looks like. I'm not sure if she's adopted or if she's his biological daughter.
So she's like, I looked it up. She's 24 years old, but she looks like she's like way older. I don't know.
Yeah.
She
looks like she's like 30.
Yeah.
She doesn't look old. She just looks older.
She looks like a mom.
She looks like an adult.
Yeah.
your great news.
But yeah, she's a Disney Channel person.
We have leftover baked ziti.
I think it's also the makeup. Her eyebrows are really like
The pulled back hair.
yeah.
This is where we describe a person that you can't see on our podcast.
Like no 24-year-old really dresses like that.
Also, snacks. Does anyone have snacks?
I don't, because I just had din-dins.
I stopped off and got enchiladas, and they were quite good.
From Mocha Salsa?
No, the place that shoved mocha salsa out.
I stopped off and got a Famous Star.
Oh, that's good.
Famous Star.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good shirt he's wearing. He's wearing like all these fish shirts. What is like your most colorful item of clothing?
Well, I have that shirt that you got me, the cat one with the sunglasses. That's probably up there. That's pretty crazy.
Can I help you with your bag, sir?
I've got my Ricky Bobby shirt.
That's how they get.
Pretty yellow.
Bobby.
I'll be fine on my own. Thank you.
He's also Disney Channel? I think this kid is also Disney Channel.
Why does he have so much bags? Why would anyone in their right mind have so many bags? I'm going to
nice
Japan.
card.
I'm going to have like one bag. And they're going
One.
into Las Vegas for like a weekend.
When was the last time anyone went to Vegas?
I went to DEF CON 23. It was okay.
2013? Is that what you said?
DEF CON 23.
Oh.
What year was that?
It was like...
Oh, was it 2023? Because that kind of probably has some
no.
kind of time
Yeah,
travel technology.
knew-
like 2 years ago.
I knew you were like an interesting person, but I didn't know you also did time travel. So that's pretty cool.
Got to get that immunity towards
I knew
those
a guy-
future colds, you know?
Yeah, I knew a guy who did time travel, but then he got really addicted. So don't do time travel, kids.
Yeah, didn't like the FBI come and break down his house?
Yeah,
Just
he
his
was
whole dad
all up
dismantled
on that
it.
time travel. He was selling it,
Dang.
he's snorting it.
She
There's
punched
like-
him in the throat.
There's this Mitch Hedberg joke about how he has a time machine.
Does he even have a
but
throat?
it's like really slow, and it goes at like regular speed. You
Yes.
just get in it and just wait.
You told that joke in the worst possible way. So anyways,
I'm
there's
no
this,
Mitch Hedberg.
I have a time travel. It goes at normal speed, and you just get in it. There's a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Find it.
You know the punchline, not the...
Oh, you have that same disease too?
Blart, I see we have you in a
What disease? No, the punchline disease.
Yeah, where you have the punchline, but you don't have the follow up.
I don't
Is
think
that a
that's a
disease?
disease.
I mean, it could be like a syndrome, I guess. Would be the proper term.
Your brain just doesn't do good stuff fast.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely been
I
happening
mean,
to
I'm
me
good on
recently.
text, but just not in speech.
That's been happening to me. I keep writing punchlines to jokes that I don't know. And I'm like, Tiffany, here's this punchline. Figure it out.
But I'm the same way where I was like,
Yeah.
I know the joke, I don't know the joke. I know the punchline, I don't know the joke.
Like I said, I think I should try doing stand-up with just punchlines and see what happens.
I mean, the weirdest stuff can sometimes work. It's hard to say.
And then it's one of those things where it's like you let the audience fill in the blanks, you know?
Yeah. And then you're just like, maybe this will be funny to you if you had an experience that is relevant to what I'm going to
So
say.
you're just on stage going, bicycles.
Bicycles? That's not my wife. That's a sea otter. Wait for
There was,
applause. Wait
I was
for
waiting for you.
applause.
I was waiting for you to keep going.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not that good at improv, so I'm like, I only got the one. I need to recharge. Give me like 30 seconds to think of another
okay.
one.
Okay, let's just redo the whole thing.
Okay.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
It's
that-
like if your stand up was just one word, like bicycles.
There actually was some
And then- and
person
then-
who did that.
I have another one, and it's like, And then I took a bite, and then my roommate said, "That's not cereal."
Time for some lunch.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah, okay. I remember that happening to me once. So and then that's what someone says, and then you're like, "What?" And they're like, "Oh, I have a story about that." And you're like, "Yeah, you." And you just call down them, and then they say something, and then you're like, "That's the joke." What you said.
Popcorn style jokes.
Yeah, but then everyone's looking at you, so they associate the laughter that they just got with you as if you told the jokes. Yeah, so you're really actually outsourcing comedy, but then you're taking all the credit for it. New thing.
You were born to zip. Since when do you use the word zip?
I always use the word zip.
I don't like it.
Zip.
Hipster.
Dear David, what is that?
Everybody's zip.
So, Dear David was like this thing that this illustrator guy on Twitter was tweeting about, like how his apartment was like basically haunted. And like it developed and it got crazy. It got so crazy until he started posting pictures, and I was like, now it's like, I don't believe it at all now. You know what I mean? It's one of those things.
Oh, like the performance art Twitter, basically.
I don't know if it classifies as performance art, but it was like,
It's like long form, like storytelling.
Yeah.
Like in real time, you know. War of the Worlds kind of a thing, but with Twitter.
Yeah. But like, you know, he never. It's not meant to be like fictional. You know what I mean? Like how War of the Worlds is a story. This guy hasn't outright said it's fictional. You know what I mean? So it's his ghost story, and like he kept seeing like a little boy in his dreams, and then he got the little boy mad, and now the little boy was basically doing like weird stuff in his house. And that's like the gist of the story. So now I'm looking at this other thing where this guy got a voicemail in like military codes, and like somehow it correlates with the Malaysian flight a couple years back that disappeared, and like how somehow he managed to. It was like during like a solar flare or something like that, and then he has like the black box information, and how if you try to look up the coordinates on Google Maps, the Google doesn't show the picture, and then like if you translate whatever message he got, it's like they're not human, danger or whatever, and I'm just like, oh, tell me more.
Yeah, I was looking at that earlier today. It was crazy.
I want to know more.
Someone out there probably believes it, because people believe The Onion all the time.
True. It's for me, it's like one of those things where it's just like, if it's true, I'm not going to be surprised. If it's false, then whatever. You know what I mean?
There's this website that has like thousands of these like stories that are basically that. I forgot what that website was called. It's like a big, huge repository, like archive of those.
Is that the one with the monsters?
I think so. And it's.
Oh no! Is that the game that we played?
It's like something project, and
yeah, I think that's the one.
They did build a game off of it.
Yeah, I think Tiffany. I think that's the game that we played.
Was it like SCP or something?
Yeah, something really weird. I can't remember. It was like a series of like letters and numbers that like were like seemingly. I don't remember. Yeah, it's something like the SCP archive or something. I don't remember, but. This movie hurts. So yeah, Tiffany, while you're telling that, I was like trying so hard not to like just bust out laughing at like, I don't know what's happening, but Paul Blart is sitting there and going and like throwing his arms in the air in like the most like weird like jerky fashion was like the weirdest thing to see out of the corner of my eye. And I was just like, what is happening? Oh yeah, the scpwiki.net. Yeah, this is the thing. I was telling you
some weird stories.
Yeah, there's some. The problem is it's all like user submitted, and the quality varies, and you got to get to the good ones. The well-written ones are like
true, but for the most part, the users like follow the style of like having to write it as like a government report.
Yeah, but that's not the problem. Some people just don't use their imagination, and they're like, "It's a monster, and he's mean," and it's like, okay, I guess. Yeah. Some of them are really good. Some of them get really detailed and like really like interesting, and some of them are just like it's a thing and it's really dumb.
But I feel like it's realistic because like some government agents might not be the most creative, and some might be really good at their jobs, so, you know?
Yeah, but I'm reading this for entertainment, so I only want to find the government agents that are good at writing then in that case.
The government agents that wanted to be a writer, but their dad told them, no, you have to become a government agent.
No, that's kind of the same thing, Tiffany, where you said the guy he posted photos of his apartment or whatever, kind of ruined it. There is one here where they use a photo of like some weird looking animal that washed up on shore, and then they wrote a story to go with the photo. But knowing that it's like a real photo kind of did ruin it for me because I'm like, well, then I know it's definitely not real.
Yeah,
because
my imagination is better than what you guys produce.
But it's like also like that was a photo. It wasn't someone made that. If someone made that photo, it'd be different. But like that was a photo they saw online and they stole it. So I'm like, hey, that's a proper movie or like just something else. And then I did like a reverse image search, and it was like this article was like weird creature washed up on shore in like Indonesia. But then you read the article and then they find out like what it was, or like it's just like, oh, it's a fish or whatever, and it looks weird. Or it was something stupid.
Yeah, like,
like
a deep sea fish that came up because earthquakes happen.
Yeah, like whatever. But like it is something that is resolvable because it included a photo. But that was what they used to like. Then that way they're like, oh yeah, he has these really weird teeth, and it was kind of like, well, why did you do that? If someone went out and like made a prop and then took a photo specifically for that, then that'd actually be kind of cool, I guess. But for the most part, it's like completely unnecessary. Because one of the creepiest ones was on this scp-wiki.net. For me, was like there's one of the cooler ones is like there's a snow globe, and every time like no one's looking at it, like you could hear it like make sound or whatever, but when you look at it, it's always nothing. It doesn't move, but it's always a different city inside. And then shaking it would actually cause like that weather pattern to happen at that city. So it's all locked up because people would shake it and like cause like hailstorms in the middle of summer and like drive cars off the road. So it's like super dangerous, but like it'd always be changing cities every time you look away, and it's a different one all the time or something like that. I thought that was really cool. Another one was like there's a AI computer thing, and they had to put it into like a really old computer with like no internet connection. It's super slow processor.
I did a bad.
What?
I did a bad.
What did you do?
I typed up SCP creatures on Google and I pressed images, and my brain is flooded with bad times. I'm having a bad time.
You're gonna wet the bed tonight.
Oh, my eyes are watering.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh man, I wanted to show you the one that freaks me out the most by looking up pictures of the one. Yeah,
good idea. Hey, this thing scares the living F out of me. Although if you go to that Google image search, the one on like the second row, second to the right is the one of the image I was telling you about. That's like a creature.
Hold on. Gosh, my heart. Second one, second row.
Oh, that's the worst one. Oh wait, that's just Paul Blart. Boom. Burn.
She's talking to his daughter's talking to a boy. I'm gonna wait. Second row.
Second row. Second from the right.
Second from the right. Why can't you just put it in chat for me?
I guess I could just do that, huh?
Second row, second from the right.
It's not a big deal. I just was letting. I mean, that's the thing.
The platypus one.
Yeah, I guess.
Or the left.
It's like the only real photo on the whole webpage.
Oh my gosh, I'm so scared that these are actually like gifts or something, and it's gonna move.
Oh man.
Why does that kid have a sunken in head? That's a little weird.
That's a scary thing. Okay, so this Dear David thing, he has his bashed in head, and in his dream he asked him how he died, and he said a shelf fell on him, and so the guy who's tweeting it was saying how he kind of looked up deaths in the area at the store that he's near and stuff like that, blah 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 blah, right? Just to see, and he didn't find anything. And I was like, no sir, I've watched too many movies for you to make this mistake. You're not supposed to look up deaths in the areas. You should be looking for missing kids, because I think, according to the story, he was accidentally killed and they got rid of his body.
Creepy.
Right? That's a way better story. Also, this is the creature, SCP creature that scares me the most.
What kind of shelf would
I was looking at
his head in like that?
I don't know. He's a little kid. His brain's all sad, soft.
I think it's one of those like hipster, whatchamacallit, like cinder block, fancy looking stupid shelves.
You seem to know a lot, sir.
I mean, you gotta know thine enemy, right? Lao Tzu or something.
Is that Art of War?
Yeah, I think you're right.
I clicked on a thing. Oh gosh. Okay. No pictures.
That looks like paper mache or something.
You look like paper mache.
In bad lighting, I do.
Okay, it's freaking me out. Can you delete this?
Oh, you just.
Well, that's your post.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things, like it's close to human enough.
Yeah. Where
it's like scary, Like if it's an alligator and whatever, it's a monster. You're like, monster, but because it's like so like it
that
probably
whole, the uncanny valley, I guess.
Maybe.
Too close, but not close enough.
Yeah, like kangaroos. Kangaroos are so scary. They're like human enough.
But what about that movie with the kangaroo that stole the money?
Stole the money?
Yeah,
Kangaroo
with,
Jack?
Yeah, Kangaroo Jack. There you go.
True. I forgot. I gotta put that on the list. I totally forgot. I was trying to remember that for so long.
That movie is good and bad at the same time. So it'd be
That
pretty
thing
good.
though that's so stupid is they every commercial just hyped up how much. Hold on. I can't talk and think because I keep typing rabbit instead of Reddit. They hyped up every single commercial. Just had the only clips in it were of the kangaroo talking, and then that was a dream sequence. And why? Why would you do that to everybody? So stupid. What a terrible piece of crap.
They had a sequel, I think.
Yep, actually, I already put Kangaroo Jack on the list like 2 days ago. I did remember
That short-term memory, huh?
Yeah, well, I keep remembering movies and then forgetting to do them. That's my problem. But I think the Kangaroo Jack 2 was an animated sequel, and I think it did talk. But also, what?
Oh, I thought he was like strapped down to the bed when I saw the straps.
He probably should be because he wasn't dancing around on a Segway like an insane person.
We should do a Segway tour.
That would be fun. I've always wanted to do
Like
one.
a Segway to a tour?
No, like a tour, but on Segways.
I want a tour of a Segway.
Yes.
Take me around the Segway. Oh, thank you. And you never even set foot on
Take a bath and a nap. I'm kind of tired.
it. The wheels?
What about those ghetto ones with like the third wheel?
Oh, they're the safety ones for the.
Oh wait. You know how there's those motorcycles with a sidecar?
Yeah.
Can there be a Segway with a sidecar?
What are you like sitting directly on the ground? How would you
powerful
turn?
enough.
It'd be so hard to
Hold on.
turn.
Hey, Dad.
I'm gonna search
Whoa! Oh my gosh! Hold on. This picture is so crazy. I gotta post this for you guys.
it
I'll
spoopy?
describe it to our listeners in a second. No, it's not spoopy. My brain didn't like register for a second. It was so weird. Check this out.
this. All right. It's like a hybrid fruit.
I didn't know what I was looking at.
But the GameCube is not playable because
I guess I would guess not. I think they just modified.
Unless it's a dock, that's like.
I think it's just a dock that looks like that.
But can't the Switch do like the old GameCube games? Because you can download it or something.
Not yet. Only the few that they ported. Anyways, for the listeners, what I just posted was it's a GameCube, but it's like there's a divot sliced through the middle for a Switch to dock in it. But I was scrolling past it on Facebook, and it just I just scrolled past it, and then scrolled back at it, and I looked at it, and I was like, what? Looks really funny. There's just like a GameCube just like cutting through a switch cutting through a GameCube. And that's pretty funny. I don't know much about it. It's from a Hackaday. Hackaday.com. Not a sponsor. But someone made that.
I'm trying to look up like fear of pixelated things. Fear.
You might have to. It might be called the Tiffophobia.
But I can't be the only one.
This part of the movie is like that part in The Fifth Element when they go to the weapon convention as well.
What? Is this movie, or are you talking about something else?
Remember in The Fifth Element when they go to like
I don't
like that guy
remember
showing
because
them
we
the
didn't
weapons?
watch that movie on this podcast. I can only remember movies we've watched on this podcast. Can't reference things that we haven't watched. No, I'm kidding. What about it? They go where?
I think I'm mixing up two movies in one.
Oh, you might be.
Yeah.
Remember that
happens a
movie
lot.
in A Fifth Element where they go to the cop trade show? Oh, wait. Hold on.
Mhm.
I don't know what's happening in this movie. Dimple
He
says,
went to Vegas?
oh, Aiden. Hey, what's up, Aiden? And
Aiden?
Aiden joined us silent. Dimple says, reminds me of Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills Cops. Beverly Hills
90210.
Cop.
I don't know.
Oh, I love those.
Beverly Hills Ninja?
Is this lady relevant? Oh, no, she just fell down. Oh, no.
Oh, it's like a diversion or something.
Yeah, I think because there's like a heist going on in this movie.
Yeah,
I know quite a bit about this movie because of, wow, that was like the craziest gadget I've ever seen. It was like a spherical thing covered. Oh, I can't even describe it because it's so insane. I've never seen such a thing.
It was like a 360 screen, basically.
Yeah,
Is this what we look like when we walk around like cons and stuff?
Pretty much. Wait, but there's no swag bags full of like brochures and stuff.
Oh, we always trash those.
Yeah, you're not giving me
right
a
away.
physical thing that has at least 5 cents worth of money value, then I don't
Maybe
want
we should
it.
cosplay Paul Blart.
Oh yeah, can we go to TwitchCon as Paul Blart?
Oh my gosh, this crew
Yeah.
right here. I need that Hawaiian shirt.
It's like, guys, our cosplay, come on. And everyone's like, what? You're like, take our photo. You're like, what are you? Like, we're Paul Blart crew.
Like someone in the background's like, why are there so many like fat people in like Hawaiian shirts? Like,
And,
I don't know.
Yeah, we all have to get like really big fat suits.
But I think like that might blend in too well at a con.
That's why I'm saying like no one would even notice that you're in a costume. They just think that like, oh, you're just wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Like, that's
You know what I've
thing.
always really wanted to cosplay? I'm gonna put it in chat and I'll let you describe it.
Oh yeah, we should do that.
I wanted a group.
We got to do like our Twitch crew.
We should. It's basically the It's Always Sunny promo picture where they're all wearing yellow and sitting in each other's laps for some
There's
reason.
even a cat wearing yellow socks.
Yeah, that could be Jared.
Yeah. You know, I've always wanted to do. This is only hardly relevant. It's because you said they're sitting in each other's laps, and like I noticed that like they're all sitting on like the person behind them's like right leg in like a staring fashion. Staring, is that a verb?
Staggering?
Staggering?
No, wait,
I guess,
that's not
yeah.
right.
It's not really, I don't know. Either
It's
way.
basically like the
Stacking.
Madam.
It's stacked.
It's like a stack, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like
I
a stack of
never
cards.
done it. I've always wanted to do those stupid things. I think it's like a thing that girls do at like sleepovers that probably doesn't happen in real life and it's more like movies. But it's like, I saw a video.
Oh, your arms, huh? You cross your arms and you have someone sit on them?
Cross your arms and someone sits on your arms?
Yeah.
So
That's
just right
that's
on
not
your
what
chest?
you're talking about. No. Like you hold your arm, you cross your arms and grab onto someone else doing the same thing, and you create like a grid, like a ladder, and you have someone sit on
Like
it.
a lattice?
Oh, yeah.
real
Kind of like,
strong.
yeah. I don't think I've heard of that one specifically, but a bunch of those things. Like, I saw a video of, like, I think it was like college students, and they're all like holding arms, linking arms, and then like falling over sideways. And then when the last person when you hit the ground, you'd get up and run to the other side. And so it's always like you're always kind of slowly falling. It looked kind of like
It's kind of weird.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
yes, that one's cool. And then there's like the idea, like there's like, I think there's one where like everyone lifts you up with like only one finger, but it's like there's enough people. I'm not sure if that's a thing. There's something like that. Or like you sit on a chair, and if everyone, puts in like, if you have like 8 people all lifting with like 2 fingers, you could all lift like a single person. I thought that was cool. And then, there's one that it's similar to what you said with your arms, but you could do with your legs. If you sit on my right knee, I think you need 4 people. If everyone sits on each other's right legs and it goes around in a circle, and then you're all just like sitting on, like, you're distributing your weight across everyone. And you're kind of like locked in. Yeah. So I always like those ideas. It's like, that's kind of like a weird, like kinesthetic.
Kind of like
Kinetic. It's a really
stand on
kinetic, like a little kinetic trick.
That reminds me of the bed of nails trick where you just stand on a bunch of nails.
Yeah, like a bed of nails. Or have you ever seen the hammer
Well, you
on
have
a
to be
ruler?
flat, right?
Yeah, because you want your weight distributed.
Yeah, the more area, the better.
Or the nails are so close together that like you're not, there's
like,
2 ways to
good
do
to
it.
go.
Yeah, you could probably stand on nails if they get pretty close together, but then that's basically what floor is at some point.
Yeah.
So there's always that.
I mean,
But yeah, I
if
like
you
those
had
things. I never got to do them. I never tried them.
So when we were talking
When we
about
TwitchCon, we have like 5 people in the room. Let's do all these
yeah,
stupid
we
things.
when we were looking up SCP stuff, it reminded me of like, because you were saying how like some of the quality is not so great, and like the No Sleep podcast is kind of like that, where it's basically a bunch of creepypasta. Obviously, everyone writes different creepypastas, and like there was one that I really, really, really liked, and nothing has ever like gotten that good. It was basically this guy who couldn't detect change. Like he had like an issue, and he was like this like an adult guy who like lived with his dad, and like his dad would feed him like burgers or whatever every day. And so because if it had to be every day, because if it wasn't every day, I guess he wouldn't realize anyways because he couldn't detect change. And he was telling his like psychologist this, and his psychologist was like, oh, like just asking him questions like what did you do? Nothing changed basically. Until somehow the psychologist was like, but where's your mom? And then the guy, he's just like, what? She's at home, like she always is. And he's like, no, your mom's missing. She has been missing. And what you find out is that the burgers that he was eating was his mom, and he didn't know.
What?
Wait, where did the meat come from?
Wait, why was
like,
he
how does
cooking it?
Yeah. Oh, because the dad killed the mom and was trying to get rid of the body, and by feeding it to his kid, who couldn't detect change. Yeah, it was so good. I was just like, what?
Well, yeah,
that also reminds me of Memento, basically.
Yeah, that's that's a pretty good movie.
It's really good.
I think that someone said I wanted to do this thing like I'm going to recut it so it's chronological, but I think that's like an actual like a bonus DVD or something like that. So I'm like, oh, it exists already. I thought I was being clever, but I still want to watch it in chronological order.
But that movie is so good.
Memento.
It's pretty good.
There is a movie that I got that confused with. I need to look it up now.
Fight Club.
Skarsgård. No, I need to watch Primer too, but I'm afraid of watching Primer by myself.
Primer's good, but you need to watch it like 5 times to get the story.
Yeah, I need to watch it a few more times. It's not scary.
It's not scary.
Yeah, but like weird things scare me in different. I don't know.
Like Primer has that weird, like it feels too realistic kind of thing, where it's not like a movie. You're just watching like people acting in real life.
Yeah, I know. I have a thing. I have a weird thing. If things make me think, I'll get scared of it.
Is that like when you play those pixel like horror games that don't look scary, but they are?
But they're so scary, and I'm like literally trying to look that up right now, and I swear I can't be the only one. I can't be, but I can't find anything.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like, what if you are though? Because that's the thing. It's like there's 7 billion people on the planet. Like the odds of you being the only one of something is like so rare though. But what if you are? Like that's the thing. I think that's like everyone should be on the search for like what am I the only one of this thing?
What are you the only one? What do you think you're the only one?
Odds are you probably aren't. But like, what if you were though? And you're
specifically, Jared? What do you think you're the only one of?
Oh man, that's like, see now you've done it to me. I don't know, like because every time I think I'm like, well, I know it's pretty easy. Anyone can really do that. Like I do that weird whistling thing with like the tip of my nail. I'm like, anyone could do that, but maybe like that's the thing. Like, what if no one else does it? Because one, it's super annoying to them, and it's a dumb thing, and no one really thought of it. And maybe I'm the only one that's ever thought of that thing, And it's a really high pitched whistling sound that I use to make cats and dogs do funny things. But it's not that hard to do. There's nothing exclusive about it. That's the thing. So I don't know.
What about you, John Schwartz?
I have this thing where like old children's shows from like the 70s and 60s, they just creep me the hell out. It's just something about them. It's weird. Like there's that like Mr. Puff'em and Stuff'em show. It's just weird.
Is that the one that's like claymation? Is a penguin?
No, it's like I think it's British and wait, what was it? Sir Poppin' Stuff, or I don't know. I forget the title, but it's creepy as hell.
I did a bad again.
What did you do?
Well, I'm trying to look up. Like I typed in "I'm afraid of pixelation," and then it took me to like
some of this.
Yeah, basically 7 pixelated horror games that will leave you terrified. See, that's what I'm saying. I can't be the only one because like, why do people still make scary games, like pixelated scary games? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of games are pixelated. This is like outside of this.
I found it. It's HR Puffin Stuff.
Oh, they found her disease.
Close these tabs. Close them.
But I think the thing with games though is a lot of them are pixelated because it's just lower cost to do.
Oh.
What is this time lapse going on? Are they saying it took him 8 hours to walk upstairs and everyone's just rushing by him and he walks?
No, everyone is the Flash. He's not.
Oh, okay. So everyone in Las Vegas is on speed and they're just going by.
They all.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
That sounds right. The movie that I got confused with Memento is Melancholia, which I have not seen.
I never heard that one before.
It's with Alexander Skarsgård. That's the only reason why I've heard of it. Haven't seen it though. Alexander Skarsgård. He's my husband.
Every time I hear Memento, though, I think of like I think it's like there should be another movie that like is sponsored by Mentos, so it's Mementos.
Fresh and clean. clean.
And then people watch that one by accident and they can like make money that way. I bought the wrong one. Oh, I rented the wrong one from Blockbuster. Also, we're missing chat. Chat said, who said it? Dimples, I think, said, why does half this movie look like it's been green screened? Aiden says it probably is, to be honest. Budget cuts. I don't think there's budget cuts. I just don't think they had a budget. I want to say, I want to bet that this movie is pretty much solely funded by Paul Blart himself, whoever his name is. I forgot his name.
Kevin James.
Kevin James. I feel like he's self-funding this. Has anyone seen the Temptation miniseries? The Temptation. Is
that scary?
I have not seen it.
I'm interested in Melancholia now. So I need to watch this and Primer and Memento. And then I wanted to see I don't like Jennifer Lawrence particularly, but I wanted to see that movie she was in. Mother or something like that? Mom?
Ma'am.
Mother, I'm out of pudding.
Mum.
Mummy. My mistake was that I didn't think I would watch it, and then I read a thing about it, and it kind of spoiled everything.
What is the movie even about? I have no idea what that movie is.
It's one of those like really artistic things. I don't think I can describe it without ruining it. That's the problem.
Oh, okay. Is it about a mother?
I sorta.
Okay, well that tells me nothing.
It's one of those things where it's like super symbolic, where it's just like I don't know if I'll like this. Basically, she's in a house and she's married with this guy, and then stuff happens. Like she keeps getting visitors, and they keep ruining her life. And that's like super vague. But it's like super symbolic and stuff.
Weird.
Yeah.
This cell phone interface on this phones in this movie are like made in like paint. It's the worst interface I've ever seen.
I mean, you think they could like license Android or something?
And literally anything else. Like they didn't even hire a UX designer or anything to like mock up a fake version. The phone call was just Paul Blart's face with like an answer and like dismiss thing and nothing else. And then the text message was like, I couldn't even figure out what was going on that screen. The text message was like, "You up to party?" and like the most like Arial font, like so basic. And then there was like some, I don't even know. Oh, then there was a photo of the room number, I guess. I don't even know what I was looking at. The format of it didn't make any sense. The text message was on top of the photo below it.
It's like
what's happening?
The guy basically opened up Microsoft Paint and like made this whole like collage and saved the JPEG and then just sent the JPEG.
Yeah. Well, this thing, there isn't even an interface. They just put photos and they're like, well, there's no interface. We'll just have photos of the things and then we're done. And then put a box around text and like, we just won't do an interface. And that looked insane.
Do you guys think that before the movie came out, people were scared of clowns?
I think so, yeah. Well, I mean, why would they make it if people weren't scared of clowns to begin with?
But that's kind of like the thing with like the devil, the red devil with the horns and the tail. Like that wasn't a thing until shoot, what is that game? What is that game? What is that book? What is that game that's based off of that book?
The one with a bunch of levels, right?
Yeah. 7 levels of hell.
Dante's
Inferno. I said it first. I got it. I remembered.
I was gonna say Dante's Peak, and that's the wrong.
That's a movie.
Cry?
It wasn't a thing until Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
No, Dante's Inferno, like, I think it was that one. Oh, what's happening? Well, the movie's buffering. Anyways, I'll explain this thing. That established, like, the red
like,
devil.
Really, Google?
With Google, come on. That established like devil with red horns and all that. So it's kind of like, well, that wasn't a thing until it was established. So it might be the same thing. It was like, at what point were like people think clowns are scary? Because sometimes I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but there are things like that are like, they get established via like one thing and then it's by osmosis after that. And it wasn't a thing until that thing happened. And it might have been the book. I don't know. Probably not though. Clowns are kind of weird.
Pixel phobia. I'm just gonna type that in.
I think clowns are like intrinsically creepy just because of the whole uncanny valley thing.
I think it's like I think it's like to me they're creepy just because they're not acting like normal people, and I know they're a person, and I'm like, why are you acting like that? You're scaring me. Sir, please stop touching.
Oh yes, Yahoo Answers.
Yahoo Answers.
Yahoo.
I always wish that Yahoo made the drink Yoo-hoo. Wouldn't that be the best? Yoo-hoo brought
like,
to you by Yahoo. What?
It'd be like yellow and purple themed or something.
Hey, this is about where we. So the movie
isn't Yoo-hoo like yellow and purple?
It's yellow and blue.
Oh, pretty close to Yahoo's colors.
So the movie crashed or whatever, and I'm starting it back up at, it'll be 36 minutes, right? I misread those numbers. We're at 3:45, and I'll say it when we're at 36 minutes. Everyone quiet. They're waiting for me to time. Don't talk. They're waiting. And 36 minutes, right? Oh, dang it, I missed it. Oh, shoot. That was a second too late. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, continue.
You should just read off the seconds or something.
At the time will be. I think this is where we're at, because there's Obama in the background. I was looking at him before. Why is Obama there?
I think we're like a couple minutes ahead, but whatever.
No, we were a couple minutes ahead. Anyways, the lady just smelled her fingers, and I don't know why, and I'm very confused. Oh, that's right. We watched this whole like heist, whatever. I don't even know what's going on. There's a trash can.
Yahoo Answers did not help me, by the way.
Like, remember in that new Mission Impossible, they had like a scene similar to this, but like done way better.
Yeah, because it's Mission Impossible.
I'm not gonna assume anything that has scenes comparable to this movie will be better than this movie.
We should do a whole episode where we're just comparing this to Mission Impossible. Well, you see, Mission Impossible is a lot better because in that movie, the technology is more believable.
That's how I pick up my pants too. You just hold them in place and this just jump a lot.
The pants stay still, and you go into the pants rather than you stay still.
Gravity puts your pants on.
Gravity's your friend.
Gravity puts you in the pants.
You know what you should try doing one time is like, you know those baby jumper things where like the babies like jump around like in like a door frame, you know? Mm-hmm. Tiffany, do you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get that, but you cut off the chair and you attach that to the pants, so the pants are just they're being pulled up, and then you jump into them. I was gonna say that
it's like some like 1930s like Disney cartoon thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you get out of the bed and you jump in your pants.
Oh, that actually reminds me. There is a video of a guy online. He does like really. I think it's on YouTube. Whatever that is. He does like funny things in a video.
You mean Colin Furs?
No.
He did a bed where it lifts you up and it drops you down, and he dropped himself into his pants.
That's pretty good. It's probably the only other person on YouTube, maybe. But this other guy, he's like, I think he's like Japanese or something like that. He's Asian.
I totally know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he like slingshots himself with pants or underwear.
Oh wait, no, that's not what I'm talking about.
No, okay. Either way, some guy did a thing like his like it was like I don't know, it was like some challenge. I don't even know. I'm not even going to describe that part of it, but like it's like a prank show or something. Anyways, he like got his pants or whatever, and they're like on a slingshot mechanism, and his friends like pull it back, and like he tried to put him on like that or something. Something like that.
Rhett and Link try to do something similar where they go down slides with pants.
That's just funny. Did it work at all?
A little bit, yeah. But they got like really big pants. So
don't you normally wear pants on a slide? I mean, you can wear shorts, but
no, they had no pants, and then they slid down the slide, and then they got pants.
Oh, yeah, I got that.
While you're describing this, there's like the most pleasant like piano music, and then Paul Blart screaming. And you're like pants.
Those peacocks,
slide.
They're crazy.
Oh no, he punched a bird.
Technically, it's a peahen.
A peahen.
This is the best scene.
Oh no! He threw dirt at the bird.
Someone like shot it.
So I know a lot about this movie only because of the McElroy's podcast, Till Death Do Us Blart. So I actually know like the scene because I've listened to like
really?
4 of those episodes.
I don't even remember.
Because I remember they reference this scene every time, and they call that man the Shadow Man because he's there to like ruin Paul Bart's life, but he's like ethereal.
I mostly remember if you play this and then
Oh, I should have been doing that.
Prince? Is it Prince?
No. It's Oh no, you made me forget. Dark Side of the Moon.
Okay. If you play that album, everything like matches up.
I want to say that. He said it's like fantastic.
That happen. It only works with Wizard of Oz.
It wasn't Prince. It's Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd. Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, it does pretty well match up.
That's cool. I feel like I wonder if that like would I enjoy that, or do I have to like the music too? You know, like would I enjoy the it syncing up and being in a unique way, or is it like I don't like this music and it's interesting that it's syncing up but I hate it? Like I mean I don't know if I don't like.
Yeah,
I never really tried listening
Pink Floyd.
Yeah, see, I never tried listening to Pink Floyd, so I might like
pretty
it.
Good.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I don't like the whole like stoner music, bruh. Thing because they're not really that stoner music.
See, that's the thing. That
I mean,
kind of
anything could be stoner music.
Yeah, that attitude towards that is why I never listen to that kind of music or anything, because it's so like you're not included. All right, I'll go somewhere else then. You're not doing it right if you're not high. There's a problem with Tim and Eric too. People are like, you have to watch it high. No, you don't. That's kind of the joke. It's like normal. It's like it's already filtered through the lens of being high. It's great for not high people because you're like, this is what it's like to be high. And whatever. Like shows are crazy. Oh man, I hope. What?
Is that Gary Coleman?
I keep doing beds.
You keep doing beds.
Oh. I have to know more about myself.
Are you Googling yourself or something?
Well, okay, so the closest thing that I found is anthropomorphophobia is the fear of recognizing human characteristics in non-human objects.
Oh, yeah. That's probably like at least like the seed of why you don't like the things that look human but then aren't. Like that thing you just
like cars.
I go back to Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, but cars that look like faces crack me up, so it can't be this.
I don't think it's not like a cut and dry, like you hate everything that looks like a human.
Well, because see, like a car just has like eyes and a mouth, but it doesn't, the form isn't human. It doesn't have like the head and the arms and the body.
I guess so. I don't know. I think that's why I like won't watch Attack on Titan either.
Like a mannequin is creepy if it's like dark and, you know, it's all in shadows. But like the film, you know, car, it just looks like a car.
But what about cars with eyelashes?
It's a feminine car.
I hate that so much.
Right? Like, why would they have eyelashes?
It's so stupid looking.
Eyelashes or like mustaches?
The mustache.
Yeah, true. That too.
So why is she mad at her dad?
Are you
like
asking this
teen
now?
angst? I don't know. Yeah, but she's kind of old to have teen angst.
No, that's not true.
You can never be too old for teen angst.
You can never be too old.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what I'd do. Just leave her alone. She's not gonna talk. Like, she just walked into a bunch of bad guys with guns.
I mean, how do we know they're bad?
I mean, one guy was pointing.
But they're at like a trade show for guns and stuff.
Oh, I guess so. Security chose me. I want this movie, but redone where it's not Kevin James as Paul Blart, but Justin McElroy as Paul Blart.
He'd probably be funnier. I think it would be a lot better.
What about a movie where it's, you know, the cast from, is it Grown Ups with, it's Paul Blart, I'm not Paul Blart, but Paul Blart.
I want it to be Paul Blart.
That was a good.
It should exist in the Paul Blart universe.
Adam Sandler, Rob Schneider, you know that cast, David Spade or whatever, but Fast and Furious.
Hell yeah. That'd be so rife for jokes.
Blart
10
and
out of 10.
Furious. So
Oh
it's
my
like
gosh.
a comedy version of Fast and the Furious.
Like
Too
Kevin
Blart,
James,
too
like,
Furious.
Yeah, there you
like
go.
he'll be trying to shift gears, but like his gut will get in the way or something.
Oh. And then they
Rob
just keep
Schneider
talking.
would like turn into a car for some reason
What the heck? What?
because he always turns into stuff.
Into a car?
I mean, it's Rob Schneider.
I guess so. Suddenly he's a transformer now, but alright. That sounds good. I'd watch that actually. I think it'll be a hit in China, overseas. That overseas box office though.
But we can't show any skeletons or any occult things.
Oh, you can't do skeletons?
No, yeah, in China they have like weird rules where you have to censor it for China, like no skeletons or like some other stuff like that.
What, your car wraps? Is that what we're talking about?
What about car wraps? Like
You could probably show that.
Like, no, but like I'm saying, like, yo, I'm a car and I'm rapping. Car raps.
Epic car rap battles.
Oh my gosh. And it's just like vroom vrooming, and then you zoom in and it's like translating for you, and they're like doing a rap battle.
Who would win?
And then they do that chicken thing.
Like that in cars with the
cliff.
What's it called? Dog fighting?
Dog fighting?
Chicken fight?
Yeah, I mean doing. Wait, what is
it called?
I don't even know anymore.
If you're talking about like chicken, that's when you like drive out a cliff. There's a movie about that. I think I forget what it's
chicken
called.
is where you go towards each other and then
yeah.
Turns.
Whoever
I guess you're right.
first.
They're both forms of chicken. I think you're right. That's like the more traditional one. But I saw in a movie.
What kind of form of chicken? Like nuggets or like fried? That's how they should. Szechuan sauce is bad.
Oh, have you tried that McDonald's sauce yet?
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, like it's not bad, but it's like it's
whatever.
Nothing to fight over about.
We went to like a Chinese.
Justin Roiland, he hyped it too much.
Well, that's like it's a joke, you know. It's not, like whatever. But I went to a Chinese food restaurant at work, and I was like, "Oh, I want this like spicy fried chicken or whatever." And it was like really good. It's like popcorn chicken. It was so good, except for it had these little seeds in it. And I was like, "What is this?" And my friend was like, "Oh, that's like Szechuan Cs or whatever." And they were like numbing my tongue, and it was the worst sensation. And I hated it because it tasted good, but every bite was like agony as it like my tongue got number and number. I was like, "Why did they do this?" They ruined it. And then also it was a big plate, but half of it was like those red chili peppers that you can't really eat. And I'm like, you guys rip this off.
The inedible ones, yeah. Well,
it was very spicy flavor. And very tongue numbing, and it felt like little tingly needles. Very terrible. So that's what Szechuan is. I want nothing to do with it.
Like proper Szechuan?
I think he just fell on the floor.
Hello.
Do you think he does his own stunts and that was like real?
He's like snoring now.
I don't know what happened, but it was so unexpected for me. It was hilarious.
Hey, so who is this Disney guy?
That looks like Josh Peck, but younger.
Like a low rent version of Josh Peck.
Yeah, he's the knockoff Josh Peck.
The one that she's in love with?
Yeah.
He was from Wizards of Waverly Place. He was Selena Gomez's brother.
Oh yeah, like a snarky one.
Well, he still looks like a knockoff version of Josh Peck.
So now, like, Selena's like this crazy superstar, and he's just in a Kevin James film.
He's nobody.
I'm gonna look up his
You're
name.
right. No, I take that back. He's in Kevin James' film. What movie has Selena Gomez been in? None. I don't know. She's probably been in movies.
David Henry. I'm gonna check David Henry, Josh Peck. It's been done.
Wait, is he diabetic?
Maybe hypoglycemic.
I just don't understand what caused him to fall asleep immediately.
How does his dad not notice like all the ice cream on his back? Because it's cold, obviously.
Yeah. Also, like, he's not doing his dad duty of just like straight up eating that.
His dad duty.
That's your dad duty. Oh man, this is so
like,
gross.
It's tough to watch.
Yeah, it's like the worst thing ever. I don't know why it's making me very uncomfortable as he's trying to eat this.
It's pornographic.
Yeah, it's odd. This is an uncomfortable scene.
Yeah.
Can I edit this out? The director's cut should be shorter. It shouldn't have that scene in it. Yeah, this is my director's cut. It's 35 minutes long. There was a lot I didn't like about this movie.
How did that pass the censors? You know.
I don't think it needs to be censored. It just made me uncomfortable.
Because it's alluding to something, but you know, it's not showing it. But we all know it.
I don't think it is. I don't know.
I'm gonna put on the list. You said, you know. I mean, we tend to like to watch bad movies together, I kind of want to watch Red Dawn with Josh Peck together.
Well,
Red Dawn
whatever.
sounds
We have a bunch
familiar.
of like high rated, high voted movies that are like good. So
Too good.
Whatever. We'll see. Invention of Lying. It looks like I think that's what's going to be next week's movie, which is a good one.
Which one is it?
Invention of Lying with Will Ferrell. I like that movie a lot.
Wait, don't you mean Will Ferrell's not in
Oh
that?
no,
is he?
dang it! I'm thinking of Stranger Fiction. What is Invention of Lying? Oh, that one's with the
Ricky Gervais or something.
Ricky Gervais. All right, that one's fine too.
That's a good movie though.
I forgot it, but yeah, that's probably what next movie is. I'll do that right now.
And luckily for us, I have that pre-downloaded in my
Oh,
personal collection.
He
Very nice.
punched.
Oh, that poor old lady.
Yeah. He punched a lady in her gut.
I wonder how, like,
Is that
how,
fatal for an old lady?
I was about to say the same thing. I was like, could you punch an old person to death?
I mean,
Like with one punch is what
one
you're saying?
punch, one punch death. How old?
One Punch Man?
What would cause you to die? And how old do you have to be?
I think
Or
it's
like,
maybe like a broken bone and it internally bleeds.
Or a heart attack because you got
Yeah.
spooked real bad. Maybe.
Or they fall and break their hip.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So I'm just like one of those, like, yeah. Could you like punch? Like, it doesn't say like do you have to have, like real brittle bones? And you punch them so hard, it, like, yeah, fractures
Dusty
their.
old bones.
Dusty old bones, and you punch
Full of
them in the
green
ribs,
dust.
and the ribs break and puncture the lungs. Is that like what is that? Is that how you do it? Is that the?
That's possible, yeah.
All right then.
Oh, so the other
Have to
day
go punch
I
some
was
old
reading.
people.
I was reading like some Reddit post about people doing CPR, and it seems that to do it properly, you have to break some ribs. You can't do it without breaking ribs.
That doesn't sound right at all.
Unless
To do what?
unless you're really young and your bones are resilient still. But if you're like older, they're not going to be that flexible. So you're gonna break some ribs
To do what?
for CPR.
You have to break ribs to do CPR?
That's what all the EMT people were saying in the thread.
That's
Then
spoopy.
Well, that is
Something's wrong. Someone built something wrong. Someone,
Their reasoning was that, well, yeah, you have broken ribs, but you're alive.
You're alive.
So-
Well, that's
yeah, but I mean, by now, wouldn't you think there's like they figured it out?
That's
Well,
them
you
figuring
have
it
to pump
out.
those lungs
That's how
somehow.
you do.
No, I mean, like,
If-
isn't there? Why hasn't there been something better yet? Is
Well, I
what
mean,
I'm
there's
saying.
like on the ER shows, there's that bag thing you like pump with your hands.
Yeah.
I'm
But who
gonna.
has a bag thing?
That's it. There probably is better, but there's like nothing more convenient than your own hands. But
Like a
there's thing
straw.
Would do what with that?
You still
You put
you
one
need to pump
end-
the lungs though.
You put one end in
I
the
mean-
mouth hole.
Well, I think technically you're not pumping the lungs; you're pumping the heart.
Yeah, I think that's like the actual real goal.
Well, does the heart?
Is the
I don't-
is the path to your stomach?
Because the issue is, if you just like blow air in the guy's mouth with a straw, yeah, his lungs are inflating, but there's no blood flowing to get that.
Oh, did the
that blood.
blood?
To, you know,
The blood stop.
yeah,
But it was, what I
Why
did
do you do that?
what I did hear is that like on TV shows, like they always do like CP, like pull someone out of the water and resuscitate them, and like I think it was like a Reddit or something. It was like things that TV makes look real or whatever. Like they're like how many times that does not work. Like that is like gross. Like they Baywatch pulled you out of the water and resuscitate you. I think it's like something more like only 20%, if not less. Like come
I think
back.
back then, when Baywatch first came out, they just liked to see people kissing.
Yeah, I don't even think
What
in
about
Baywatch.
the-
I think when it first came out, they didn't do CPR right. I think it was all wrong, and like they didn't do it like hard enough.
They
It's
should
kind
have
of
used a straw.
it was like they like pump and then do the. Oh, I think it's like well, you don't do the breathing thing anymore. So there was something in what traditional CPR used to be is like it's useless. Don't do that. I think you don't
I
do
think
the.
you still need to breathe for them, like
Really?
like blow in their lungs, basically.
There's something with
See,
that.
like it works. The straw thing works because if you don't have a straw near you, you probably have red vines near you, so you can bite both ends of it,
And then-
and then put one end in the mouth and put the other end in your mouth, and then just go.
Either
It'd be
you're
hard to get him to seal around it properly if he's not.
Just hold their mouths together.
either
go
you're chilling on a beach sipping on a drink and you have a straw, or you're at the movie theaters. That's the only time anyone ever needs to be resuscitated.
Yeah, but then you always have red vines and you bite the both ends, and then you do a Tim Tam slam with the Coke, except it's not a Tim Tam and you're not slamming anything. You're just using red
Supposedly, our
vines.
Tim Tams aren't as good.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah.
Supposedly. I'm saying that because I want a reaction from Aiden. Because Tim Tams came from her motherland.
Worry about that turtle. I'll ask the questions here.
Oh yeah, what about that thing in movies where like they're drowning and they get CPR, and then all of a sudden, as soon as they're alive, like all this water comes out of their mouths.
Yeah.
Yeah, where did that water come from? Is it just spit or is it like drinking water?
They inhaled that, and that's why they're unconscious.
But then
I see.
it just makes no sense.
My favorite thing is when
doesn't.
someone gets shot in the toe and then they start bleeding from their mouths.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I never understood. Like, yeah, you get shot in the stomach and then they start coughing up blood, and like it's every time too. Like, would you always cough up blood? I get like your like internal organs are failing, but I feel like the odds of like you being shot almost anywhere and resulting in you coughing up blood is probably like, I feel like nothing would do that. It's weird. Unless you get shot in the lungs, then that's probably what causes you to cough up blood. But it's like always like, I'm dying, so therefore I'm coughing up blood. You're not dying from radiation poisoning, and your like body's decomposing.
If you have radiation poisoning, do you cough up blood?
I would imagine so,
depends,
because
I
your
bet.
body's like unraveling at the seams.
Basically, all your cells are dying and like exploding.
Exploding?
Well, I mean, the cell walls break
cellular
down,
level,
and all the contents of the cell just come out.
Like popping. I would guess it's something
what does
like
that look like? Like kind of like a snail, a salty snail.
Why would this luggage need to be bulletproof? Why would you ever be like?
Well, they're at a gun show, so maybe they bought it here.
No, it is. It's there. It said bulletproof, and that's the whole thing. I just don't understand in what context you're like, this luggage is not good enough for me. I need bulletproof luggage. It's getting
Maybe
like,
if you're
Like a trafficker. Maybe so. How is it leaking, but he didn't get shot?
I
because
think
bullets are
it
not
dented it real bad.
bullets aren't water. Water is going through the seams.
No, because you would
Dimples-
imagine like it'd have a nice O-ring, but how is it leaking?
Dimple said we are supposed to believe he fits in a luggage.
Right? Oh look, he's alive.
Yeah, that is one of those like, it was like a TARDIS kind of a thing. They showed him inside, pretty roomy. Then outside looks like the biggest piece of luggage you could imagine, but not
It was a
like that
pelican
big.
case.
Yeah.
I get the same thing when I watch like Iron Man and they do like the mask view. Like, how do they? That's impossible.
What?
Like you know, in Iron Man when he's like
Yeah.
talking to Jarvis and it
Yeah.
shows him like with his face in the mask somehow, but that mask is right up against his skin. How does the camera view his face?
Well, we're not supposed to believe that there's a camera in there with him.
Stop using that particular type of metal.
But it does like that like pixelated kind of like view of his face. Like that's what we're supposed to be seeing, or Jarvis is
Oh.
seeing that.
I don't know then. I don't know. It's hard to argue with Marvel stuff. It's because magic, Jedi magic. Did he dry off already?
No.
Yeah, that's the other movie thing where it's like
It's weird.
they go
Yeah.
in water and they dry off really fast.
He looks wet, but also not soaking though.
Yeah, because I mean we would see right through his shirt if he was wet still.
I bet you'd like that, wouldn't you?
I am not saying nothing.
Like I try to pull some like Sherlock
he's
crap
already
on,
dry.
on this guy. He's like, your buttons are not burger gurger bur, and that's how I know that you're not a security guard. But it was like the stupidest thing ever.
I can't tell if he's still damp or if he's sweaty.
sweating.
But he has a gross stain on his shoulder.
This is the worst movie. How would you miss him? He's the biggest target.
Have you ever read the trope site?
The trope,
No.
like TV tropes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you read that, it ruins movies. You're like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah,
there's a
it's
trope.
creepy.
There's a
Yeah.
trope.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, that's every movie ever, and you can find every single trope ever. So that way you can make all the connections to every single movie. It's too much.
And it has that Wikipedia problem where like everything links to everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And you get stuck
yeah.
for like an
Just-
hour just like
Yep.
linking
Yeah.
through stuff.
Yup.
And you're like, wow, I never even knew about that trope. Now I know. And now I'm going to see it every time I watch a movie.
The music.
Wait, how did he get wings on his back all
Yeah,
of a
where the
sudden?
wings come from?
He sprouted them. He died. He's an angel now.
It's
Angel
funny, like,
Poplar.
on the podcast when we kind of watch movies, it's like I imagine how it'd be if we were like high off of cough syrup or something,
or like narcoleptic, and you just keep like sleeping and waking up, and you're just like, what is happening? I'm pretty sure this is how my dad sees movies. We'll start a movie, 5 minutes in, he's asleep. What the crap? Why did you say you wanted to watch a movie?
I mean, I get personally offended at that point.
I do, because I'm like, what am I doing here? One time he was snoring through a movie, I just got up and left. I was like, screw this. You're the ones who wanted to watch it.
What if you're like with friends and you're like, oh, we should watch this movie, it's awesome. Yeah. And you're watching it and your friend's like texting. You're like, what the hell, dude?
Well, I do that because I just can. I watch half my movies while playing the Switch. But like the whole time, that's a bit excessive. But no, my thing is like, my parents are like, we want to watch this movie. So I go and get it. I put it on like the server, and we start watching it, and then they fall asleep. And it's like, cool. Why did I get that movie for you?
I mean, if you paid for it, that's one thing, but still, it took effort to download it.
You asked me for it. Why'd you ask for it? You didn't want to watch it. You went to sleep instead.
What if it's like, son, that was the best sleep I ever had?
Yeah. No, I agree with that because like with the movie pass, I always want to like during a movie, I'm like, should I just fall asleep? That could be really cool because it's like I didn't spend like money. I could just see the movie tomorrow. True. And like those seats are real comfortable, the ones that recline. And I'm like, this could be real nice because if you want to sleep, those are usually the best times to sleep. Because my problem is like I always want to fall asleep. Like my thing was always at school. In high school, I was like, I want to sleep so bad, and now I'd get home and not want to sleep. And I'm like, I want to sleep at school because it would feel so good because I want to sleep. Versus me going, I guess I'll go to bed now and then lay there for a while.
Yeah, like we watched Black Panther together, and you got real comfortable. Like you're reclining, you put your jacket over your face.
I was in a little cocoon. It wasn't over my face, but I was in a jacket cocoon. It was.
Yeah, and I like looked over, and I was like, I swear, if this guy is sleeping throughout this amazing movie, I'm gonna punch him.
You're like, how did you like it? I had the best dream.
Dang it!
What if the movie started filtering into your dream? Like little tidbits.
That's happened to me once, and I always wanted to recreate it. I could not get it to happen again. I went to this period. Well, I guess it wasn't even a period. It happened twice in a row where I kind of had like this lucid dreaming experience thing, where like the reality mixed into my dream. So the first time it happened, I was listening to like rain sound to fall asleep on my surround sound, and I dreamed that it was raining, and it was amazing. Then the next night, I put on Star Wars: A New Hope and fell asleep, and there was Star Wars in my dream, and I've never been able to do it again. And I want that. It's the best.
Dang.
Did you just kill this guy?
Did you just kill that man?
Wow.
But he put him out. He was on fire, and then he put him out.
Wait.
Okay. They had to show him check his heart.
He's gonna do CPR. Waiting for it.
Why does he have two radios?
What?
What is he doing? This movie
you know what I thought he was gonna do? I thought he was gonna like somehow like take the batteries out and do that whole like clear thing with the batteries. But
I want to see a movie where like the good guy shoots a bad guy and then like takes out his clip and like starts loading the bullets into his clip and like puts it back in his gun. Because you never see that in a movie where like, maybe I should like steal this guy's gun and use his clips because because I don't know. Because
now I'm the bad guy. I'm a good guy pretending I'm the bad guy.
No, because in movies, like the good guy would be in a shootout and then it's like, oh, I'm out. But there's bad guys all over you and they probably have the same ammunition as you.
Oh, I see. I mean, it happens in video games, I guess.
Yeah.
Dimple said he missed the opportunity. He took his wings off before he shot the bow and arrow.
Yeah, I want to see a movie where the guy like stops and actually like puts the bullets into the magazine and then he goes off and does stuff.
To read? He wants to read that magazine?
Or to take out more bad guys, I don't know. He can do whatever.
He sits on the toilet and reads his magazine.
Hey, Chris just joined us.
Hey, Chris.
Long time listener, Chris.
Long time listener, first time caller. Well, come on down.
You're the next contestant on The Price is Right, the podcast, Price is Right podcast.
How much do you think Paul Blart's net worth is?
$1, Bob. $1.
$1. Oh, you're doing the you know that sneaky thing where it's like as long as you're under.
16.50, Bob. Not
16.50.
No, hold on. You have it wrong. You have it wrong there, Bob. I meant $16.50, not $1,650.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Bob. There's a decimal point.
Going once, going twice. I don't know how this works. I'm Drew Carey.
I love the ones where the lady's like 600, and then the lady's like 601. And he's like, "Oh, really, bitch? Come on."
What I would do is if I would be like 600, and the person's like 601, and then I'd be like 599, and box her out. No, you can't win. Good luck.
Unless it's exactly like 600.
Yeah, if it was exactly 600, then I made her go viral. You're welcome, because that would go everywhere.
I think so. There was this guy, I think in the 80s or 90s or whatever, who would watch The Price is Right like religiously.
Yeah,
and he knew the prices of things really well because they would reduce a lot of the items in the prices. So he got on the show and he like everything was exact prices. So from then on, they had to use like different products for each show. Yeah,
he was like spot. He won every game like with exact precision. And yeah, that's pretty funny.
And they figured it out.
This gift is adorable.
But I think stuff like that is funny.
He didn't cheat. He just is good at this game.
Like card counting.
On purpose. Okay, hold on. What is she doing?
She's MacGyvering just
globe.
like him.
Are there electric bits in the snow globe?
It doesn't work like that though.
Yeah, I don't. Unless you sorted out the lock, but still, I don't know.
That's just the card reader, not the actual like power or anything.
But that might. It's all connected. But either way, yeah, it's pretty far fetched.
Yeah.
Is there? Wait, hold on.
Also, I don't think a battery would like spark because it probably only puts out. It's probably limited to like a few volts.
Hold on, you guys are focusing on the door.
Oh, wait.
I would like to know why there was electric on the.
I think it lit up or something like that.
Why is there electric in a snow globe?
I think
I
it
like
lit
how
up.
it sparks, but it's probably like only like 3 volts or something.
I see. Understand.
Bad guys and held hostage. It's happened before.
He looks so much like Josh Peck. It's disturbing to me.
Product tie-ins.
Only a Phantom 2 drone, not even a Phantom 3. What year is this?
When did this movie come out?
Probably
like a Maverick or whatever they call it.
Yeah, the Maverick's the newer one. I want a Maverick. I think this movie came out 2014.
But they're too expensive.
No, they're not. They're like pretty cheap now.
Oh, cheap is relative.
They were on sale. I almost was like, oh shoot, I should upgrade. I think it was like $800.
Isn't the Maverick still like? Yeah, it's like that's quite a bit for a drone though.
But when it came out, like not really, because the Phantom like 3 Pro when it came out was like over $1,000. I think even in this one, they used to be so expensive. They used to be like thousands of dollars. What tablet is he using? I want that tablet. It has like no bezel. What a nice tablet.
So I've been reading up like the drone Reddits and everything.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want to get one. But so like on like those one sites like Banggood and Deal Extreme and like GearBest, they have like copy drones of like actual good ones. But it's the exact same thing because it's from China anyways.
Like the Yi GoPros are like better than GoPro now. It's just funny.
And like those drones are like $200 for like a drone racer that can do 100 miles an hour.
Well, if you're interested in like a cinematic one, I could tell you mine because I'm probably never going to use it, and I got a good deal on it, and I could give you a good deal too.
I want to get into the FPV stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, then it's different.
Like,
I have a Phantom 3.
Because the Phantoms, they
drone
racing,
don't do that
kind of stuff.
Drone racing.
This is a crappy movie.
So cheap, though.
This movie sucks so bad. I hate this. Why that doesn't exist? Why would that ever exist?
I just want to know how the McElroys watch this every year.
Because they're driven by a podcast. But like, there's no reason to have like a SWAT-style Segway, because someone who rides a Segway shouldn't be in that situation, nor should you be riding a Segway in such a situation. He invented a situation that shouldn't exist, and there somehow is a Segway for this situation.
It's a battle Segway.
That's not a thing.
It's a battle Segway.
That's not a good, because it only protects him from the waist down. It's not where
these.
Like,
you're supposed to do it with a shield in one hand and then a sword in the other, and then segue down.
Because look how exposed he is in the most important vital parts of his body. He doesn't have a helmet on.
I like how the bad guys don't ever aim up. Their bullets always go center of mass.
These falls.
That guy bounced.
These falls look like they hurt in this movie.
Enjoy the ride.
Where did he get that?
He brought it with him. That would never work, right? On anyone. Okay, good. They made a joke about it.
Yeah.
Why is that a gun?
Why not just like a bag? You just open it.
Yeah, how it didn't go anywhere. It didn't shoot them.
I feel like this movie is consciously bad.
It might
Yeah,
be,
I'm
but
sure.
I'm enjoying how stupid it
has
is.
to be.
Yeah, he must make this movie going. Everyone's making like fat jokes at me, right? Yeah, that's the point.
I mean, I think he knows his like strong points.
He's like a Larry the Cable Guy, kind of like making fun of himself, is what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Wait, how did he?
But man, I wouldn't want to
that?
be. That's like, this is my type of comedy.
Oh, those UIs again.
I farted my pants, like everyone laugh.
Of one of your prize paintings. Which one? I'm gonna say sunflowers. That's a Van Gogh. You.
This is actually a really good bit, though. He keeps
Oh yeah.
tasing
So
this
tasing,
guy.
tasing doesn't actually paralyze you.
It just locks up your muscles temporarily.
Yeah, but as soon as you let off of it, you're fine. I mean, you might be dazed for a few seconds, but you're fine afterwards.
But if it's strong enough, it should knock you out. I'm assuming, because it's like. But then that's also probably getting pretty close to killing you too. How do you judge whether you're gonna kill someone or you're gonna knock them out?
Yeah, people have died. They're tasing.
Well, if they have a heart issue.
Yeah.
No,
and,
but like even if they did it too much, there's like cases with like like police brutality.
Because your muscles all spasm, and then your heart just gets like
Stops.
rhythmic.
Yeah.
I
guess that's just kind of the risk, though. They're like, well, I tried to use non-lethal, and then he died, so he shouldn't have been doing that, and that's going to be their excuse.
I think there's like limits where if you go above that, you're going to have issues no matter what.
Yeah.
But my question is, why haven't we like invented like Jello arrows, where you shoot the arrows at the people's feet and it cases them in Jello, and then they can't escape
because that sounds like a cartoon scenario where Jello shoots out and encases their feet. What are you talking about? Is that Batman? Did you talk about Batman?
Cause I mean, like Star Trek invented, like art. Life imitates art, and so like Star Trek invented like a bunch of stuff, like telephones and stuff.
I thought you were gonna say teleportation.
and then like communicators and stuff like that. And then now we have it. Same thing with future movie.
No, that's it. That's the name. Future movie. I love future movie
car. Future movie car man. Grandpa. Underwear. Calvin Klein. I have a hoverboard. Look at me.
Oh,
Back to the Future.
Yes, that predicted, not predicted, but like we copied it. So why haven't we copied like arrows to the knee, Jello legs?
I feel like the technology is probably not here yet, or just vastly too expensive.
But like, has anyone tried?
I don't know how you would like. I don't know where you get this like infinitely expanding Jello from.
Yeah, like
it's also like a solution to a problem that doesn't really exist.
Yeah, tasers work pretty good.
I don't, but if there's like a risk, you know what I mean?
I told you I was crazy.
Assuming we get rid of all risks and replace all risks with Jello.
I'm crazy.
Why haven't we done it yet?
I mean, you can eat your way out of it though.
Yeah, but you're not gonna be hungry if you're
running. Getting
married's
pretty risky. Let's just have Jello instead. All right, cool.
Doesn't that sound good? That sounds real good.
Can you believe it? We got Jello'd! Ah!
What if you shoot someone with Jello, but they're vegan, and the Jello came from like animals?
It does generally. Gelatin is generally like pig hooves.
There's some, I think, vegetable-based Jello.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I have to eat that kind. Hey, this guy's 2 different eyes. He's a chimera.
He has a groovy mutation.
Did you see the spittle?
Yeah, it's real gross.
Is the guy a villain or not?
Do you think his mustache is real?
He's a villain.
Or,
I see.
Like, you feel like Kevin James grew that mustache, or it's like a movie mustache?
I think it's real.
Does he really have what is it? Heterochromia?
I mean, you
movie?
probably just get contacts. It's
I don't think
hard.
in real life. I don't think so. I think it's part of his character.
Someone famous does.
David Bowie. The problem with him is that he didn't have different colored eyes. They just look like that because one pupil was permanently dilated, so it looked like a different color because it's bigger.
I have a question.
That's my
What
cat.
is this bad guy's name?
Bad guy.
He's one of those guys that's in everything, but we don't know him.
Oh, this is a Happy Madison production, by the way.
Oh, no wonder.
Let me see. Let me go.
Wait, I can't imagine
Where's,
going to like Adam Sandler and be like, "Will you please make my movie? I asked literally everyone else, and you're the last person with any kind of money and a production company. You suck, and everything you do is bad. But I really want to get this movie that makes fun of myself out of there. Will you please help me with it?" And he's like, "Well, yes. Dang it, I did such a good Adam Sandler impression like 20 podcasts ago, and I don't remember what I did." Anyways, he's like, "Yes, I'll help you. I'm very experienced in making movies that make fun of myself." And then he gives you money. I'd feel very dirty taking his money. Like,
what I learned about Kevin James is that he didn't start off as an actor who did funny movies. He was like a stand-up comedian who went into TV.
Oh man, I thought you were going to say he was like a thespian, and I'd feel so bad. He's like, "I know, I'm actually trained real well. Do a fart joke." I actually love Macbeth. It's probably one of my favorite. Do poop your pants, and they're like,
"Isn't there an actor that's like that? Who's like a really serious like thespian?" But
James Franco.
Really?
He's a really good actor.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Like he's like a really good serious actor, man.
Wow.
So is I mean, this is obviously way more well known, but Picard.
That's right. Well, Picard never really did like goofy stuff.
No, not Picard, but the actor. He's good, and he does like American Dad, and he's hilarious on that show.
Yeah,
like, he's good, but he's done more funny roles recently than serious roles. Emoji
Patrick
Movie.
Stewart.
Patrick Stewart. There you go.
Yeah, I feel like
you.
voicing. It's not like the same as like you're playing a dumb character.
It's not, but I mean the character. In American Dad is like definitely him, you know, bald and all that. But I'm just saying, like, he's more recently in the last decade seems to have done way funnier roles, not just in American Dad, but as well as some other stuff. But he's funny, but he's also good. Yeah. So he's one of those.
But for the longest time, he was like the same age. Then he just like instantly aged.
Yeah. Well, because he's been bald.
Because he always looked like he was 40.
Well, he's been bald since he's was 18. So
yeah.
I love the slow-mo scene. It's very good.
It just needs to have Freebird.
Oh, right?
Every fight scene should be Kingsman.
Right?
Kingsman version. I should start a YouTube channel, the Kingsmanify fight scenes.
How would you do that? You would just cut them expertly?
I would just...
Cut all fight scenes throughout the entire movie together, seamlessly.
Is that like a tactical...
I would just take... Freebird and put it over the fight scene, and I guess you're right. I would cut things that make it look better.
You should cut out the backgrounds too and make that like one background.
What do you mean the backgrounds?
Like the scene. Just keep the people.
Oh,
like a green screen?
Yeah,
that would take years. That would take years.
I believe in you.
A lot of After Effects.
Why Wilhelm screen there?
The Wilhelm screen.
That did not fit.
So isn't there like this group of like writers that basically just try to make like really bad tropes just because it's funny?
Maybe.
I'm sure.
Like they always have to add some kind of bad trope in their movie.
I'm sure. I like this like double choking, using clothes to choke each other out thing that's happening.
You would.
So edgy.
I love them choking each other with their pants.
I hate this like alternative fighting that they're all doing because that's so extra, and they should just like pull out a gun and be done with it.
Oh, I'm excited for this
They're good
fight.
guys. They don't kill.
But look at they're dead now. This is the worst movie. This is so stupid. I don't even know what I'm looking at.
What?
It would have been better if she's all like, "Oh no, you didn't," or something. Because I mean, they're already you know,
they're
doing
already
all the,
like, giving into every single like stereotype and trope of everyone else in the movie. Why not make her the sassy black woman?
Yeah.
This makes me not want to go to Vegas.
How does he
ever.
have these awesome binoculars?
The con.
He took everything from the con.
True.
That's what's funny about this whole thing is that like they had to invent like this con just so that this movie could have like interesting like things going on. Those don't look like awesome binoculars at all though. They look like free ones I got for going to a convention. And they are literally 1.1x zoom, and it's just plastic that is warped and happens to give me some magnification. There's no way.
How did he throw that grappling hook like that far?
He didn't throw it. It's a gun, but still, like the amount of rope you need, that's far apart.
That's true.
That's like half a mile. I feel
like the new ropes. They're pretty strong though.
It's not No, yeah, I'm not. It's not the rope. It's like the distance. You need so much of it. He would be
I've
dead.
done a zip line where it's across, like it was like 3 football fields or something like that.
Yeah, but you didn't shoot it with a gun across from a handheld.
How do you know? I
device.
didn't tell you.
He would be dead. He would be dead.
The grappling hook isn't very aerodynamic. Probably doesn't go very far. Wait, why is there a knot in the rope?
It was an accident.
Wow.
That would be a nightmare. That was literally would be a nightmare. You couldn't imagine anything worse than that.
Zip lining and there's a knot.
And hanging from a hanging zip line. And just be like getting stuck. You're dead. I would be like,
no
I'm
safety
dead.
line.
Yeah, no safety line, no nothing. That'd be crazy.
Wait, that guy's evil? I would have never known.
I thought he was a casino owner, but he's not. He's the evil guy. He looks like a nice man. He looks like a nice boy.
Except for the eyes.
You don't. Why would I don't? There's a cat on Instagram I like, and it's a Chimera, and it has different colored faces, and I think it's a nice cat. So I wouldn't judge a guy by his different eyes. I'd be like, you're like a cat.
My eyes.
My special eye and my other special eye.
So where did he find a wig? Like,
They're in Vegas.
Wait, what? Did he bring that across with him?
right?
Wait, why did it make us see? Why did we have Jello?
There's our stupid Jello technology.
Well, that's expanding foam,
Where did he get that?
right?
Con.
But he didn't have it on him when he was, ziplining.
CGI.
Wow, you'd think they could afford,
See, they jelloed his feet though. Now he can't go anywhere.
That CGI was like the introductory Blender tutorial that you would take online and like on YouTube. He's like, I'm going to show you how to make goo, and you're like, oh, thanks, I'm done now. Oatmeal something. Is he allergic to oatmeal?
Scrub.
It's very hard to watch.
Wow.
Wait, how did she know that he was allergic to oatmeal? Do we not?
They probably
watch?
alluded to it earlier.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, that
They
how?
must have.
How would you write that into the movie? That's insane. Guys, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. At some point, we need to make sure we establish that he's allergic to oatmeal. We need to somehow establish that. Why would you ever know that much detail about a bad villain guy?
Well, basically, it's just a stranger you met who owns the casino or something. Or the
He
hotel.
doesn't own the casino. He's just a guy they're breaking in. It's a heist.
Okay.
I just don't understand like where that would come up. Why would you write that into the movie?
And the whole thing is because the daughter walked into a scene that she wasn't supposed to see.
Yeah, so if she didn't do that, would he have like not even known that like that's the thing, if Tiffany, like you said, if they just let them go, he probably wouldn't have gotten involved. But they kidnapped his daughter. And this whole thing is him trying to get his daughter back. So
Yeah.
what? So yeah, like so she didn't see that, he would have been like, what's happening?
Yeah, this is a really bad movie.
You think? That's what this. That's why. That's why I said this is the stupid movie podcast.
I had a really hard time finding this movie because I have Usenet and it wasn't on there, and there's like a couple torrents and like 2 cedars. So I feel like it's such a bad movie. Nobody wants to
internet
use
is
it for
trying
free.
to bury it underneath the sea.
Yeah.
I always like that because people are like, "What'd you put on the internet? It's there forever." I'm like, not really. If no one cares, if I put a photo up on Instagram and then I delete it and no one cared, it's pretty much gone. Instagram might still have the data, but it's not like anyone on Instagram is going to go and get it. So no, not really. If you put something on the internet, it kind of only stays if there's only at least one other person that cared. But if people hate it, it could evaporate.
That's true.
It evaporate pretty fast.
That man sitting right over there. That man.
That man.
My wife.
That's a full-on cry.
Wait, is she married to that guy?
But he's the real deal, Davina. He swung in on a rope like a knight in shining armor, and he rescued my daughter.
Oh man. Wait, is he giving him the guy credit even though he's like a wimpo? That's a good way to like keep a marriage to going.
You're right.
I'm leaving him because he's a loser. No, he saved everyone. All right, but he didn't.
But now, would you like take the credit for the heroics and be like this cool guy, or would you save some rando's marriage?
I mean, him saving the random's marriage is no problem, but the problem is like it didn't fix the underlying problems of that marriage that I'm assuming they're having, which is this guy's sitting here crying for no reason. I don't know why he's crying, honestly. Actually, I don't know what's going on. Chris says we should watch Borat. We should watch Borat. How do we make all these Borat references and never actually say we should never put Borat on the list?
Because Borat's become like filtered into the zeitgeist.
Yeah, it may not be funny because like those are just things I say. I've actually never seen Borat, which is what I enjoy most of the time.
I have not seen it either.
It's really bad good.
Yeah, it's really bad good. But that's my thing is I love quoting it. I've never seen it.
But it's not even like I love quoting it. I just like saying my wife.
Yeah. It's not that I'm quoting the movie. It's just that he came up with a really good catchphrase. He nailed that. That's gold. Chris, you should put it on the Reddit, and I'll vote it up.
I think it is actually.
Is it? I never seen it. There's so many movies on that list.
I think it's in there. Yeah. So, is there a way to just import the old list into the new list every 6 months?
I don't want to do that though. I specifically
you want to stay fresh.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing too. Is like I was trying to think of a way to do that, and then I realized no, because you know what? These lists get huge, and then
just let the garbage filter out.
Yeah, and there's things with like votes of 0, and I want those to be filtered out. I think my thing too is like there was things I put on the previous list, and I didn't move them over specifically because I was like, you know what? I don't want that. It's not worth it. After seeing how many other good movies are on there, I specifically didn't move all my that's the thing. I think it's going to be kind of a filtering process. When your movies don't get watched this round, and we move it to a new list, then you vote on. Then you go back and go, I don't know, maybe Meet the Parents isn't a good idea. It's not worth moving it over. There's 1,000 other good ideas, and you just like then you self filter and all that. So I think I think it's gonna be good instead of just building up to 1,000 million movies that no one could even process and vote on. So I think it's all right that they don't get moved over.
Paul Blart 3.
Are they working on a Paul Blart 3?
I like how they always like try to tie in a sequel somehow.
With these movies?
Yeah, it's like it's not gonna happen, but they always try.
They always try because it's always leaving it open because it just makes them money, right? Like these are low budget that they probably don't lose money. Also, I missed it, Dimples. You said that check is a panoramic photo, but I didn't see the check because I was looking at the
I'm still waiting for the sequel of Kung Pao because they left it open, but they never did anything with it.
Jaywalked in a business district, sir.
Actually, it's officer.
Whoa.
I apologize. I recognize the steely-eyed gaze of a fellow brother in arms.
Still giving me a ticket?
Nope.
She's sassy.
Couldn't give you my phone number.
Hey, that's illegal.
Just want to grab a drink sometime.
He broke the law, and then you're just going to let him off because he's an officer? Who polices the police, then?
That was so bad, that special effect.
What?
So for the listeners, he smacked a horse on the ass, and the horse kicked him into a car.
No, but the way he flew back
and
like
die.
He didn't die, but then he also like bounced into the sky. What? Like as if he was made out of like flubber? What? That would definitely look like it was made in After Effects too, like that, like effect, like the shadow on the ground that they couldn't get him laying on the ground for that last scene. They had to After Effects his body onto the ground.
Let me look up how much this budget was for this film.
Please do that, because I want to say it's going to be like $7 million, and it made like $23 million. That's my guess.
Yeah, let's see Wikipedia.
I want to guess.
All right, their budget was $40 million.
I guess I'm not guessing.
107.
They made back 107.
Yeah, in box office.
What? They made $60 million profit off of this movie?
But you would think for $40 million they could get like some After Effects whiz to make it look cool.
I don't know. I don't know anything about movies and budgets. I don't know if that's a lot or little. I'm just impressed by the profit margin. That's what I'm saying. Why not leave it open at the end if you could just make so much money making these stupid movies? You know, like why wouldn't you? So that's crazy.
Like over on Christmas, I was at my sister's house with her husband, and we were like going through Netflix trying to watch like some kind of holiday film, and we were like seeing the list, and it's like Beverly Hills Chihuahua 1, Beverly Hills Chihuahua 2, and 3, and we're like, why would they make 2 more? Like, it's just
maybe the first one was real good.
But I mean,
I don't think it was. I don't think you know what you're talking about.
No, I'm saying if the first one is real good, maybe everyone watched the second one thinking it was going to be real good.
But they got a third one somehow.
And then
they'll come back. The second ones are always bad. Make a third one.
Yeah, it can go either one of 2 ways.
Anyways, so that was that movie. So thank you guys for listening. We're going to be doing our rating, and we don't have a Julia's Junk because Julia's not here, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on.
Wait, but what is it? What was the last week's sound?
I don't.
It's going to be like months before we find out.
Oh, yeah.
If she still remembers.
Wait, did we not resolve that? Oops. Anyways, that's too bad. Tweet at Julia being like, I need to know. Yell at her.
I had a really good guess.
You had a really good guess. That's right. But yeah, so if you want to know more, you can check out bufferbuddies.com. I'm going to try to keep, I added a new little thing. I'm going to try to keep updated with what movies we're going to be watching next. You could go to bufferbuddies.com for all your Buffer Buddies needs now. Hopefully that'll tell you everything you need to know when we're watching it. Cause this one was recorded on a Friday rather than a Saturday. We're kind of testing out Friday nights. We're going to see how that works out for people. If you're interested in that, again, or if you want to know the exact date, I'll try to keep that updated with a little countdown timer on what movie we're going to watch next, as well as you could also vote on and suggest movies on. Whoa. Who's doing that?
I think that's me. I'm sorry.
So much noise.
Party foul.
Yeah, party foul. Anyways, that was crazy. You could go to Bufferways, you could vote, Reddit. There's a link to the Reddit where you could vote and suggest movies as well as all that stuff. And then also there's a link for the Discord where you could either listen, just like Aiden and Painting All Night and Chris and Dipples are doing. You could do that, or you could also join in. Just let us know. Obviously, if you're listening to this, that's great. But it's great if you listen to a few of these episodes, you know what's going on and all that stuff. And, so you know how to get your ratings ready, I guess, and all that stuff. I just said all that stuff like twice, and I feel really weird for doing that. Okay. So we're gonna do our ratings, and then I think that's it, right? I think, or whatever. Okay. I'm gonna rate it.
You have to thank Monk Turner.
Oh, thank you. Oh man, thank you for reminding me to thank Monk Turner for using our theme song, Evaporated Eric. He's on Twitter and stuff like that. He makes a lot of music and some other stuff. I'm going to rate this movie 10 out of 10 Jello. No, wait, hold on. No. 10 out of 10 Piano Man playing. I like that scene a lot. 10 out of 10 Piano Man.
I'm rating it 5 out of 10 different colored eyes just because it's odd number in its eyes.
Okay.
And I feel like we're doing 10 out of 10 a little too much. I'm
legitimately enjoying these movies, but you're free to. I'm legitimately rating it 10 out of 10. Oh, that's right. The way we rate the movies again is pretty obvious, but we rate it based on whether or not you should watch it with a group of friends, not whether it's a good movie. Like, so I wouldn't actually say go out and watch. Sorry, I wouldn't actually say go out and watch this movie. I would say go out, put this movie on and make fun of it with your friends like we did during this. I think it's great for that. With the special effects being so terrible and the green screen and just everything being weird, I think it's a perfect movie for that. That's why I'm rating it 4. But you could rate it however you feel like. But I'm saying 10 out of 10. Jello. No, what did I say? I forgot.
Something about Jello.
Something about Jello. No, I didn't. I changed it. Oh, the Piano Man. 10 out of 10. Strange man playing piano is what
There's only one strange man.
But I'm saying 10. There's 10 of them now. There's 10 of them in my rating system.
That'd be scary.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying. They're all in a circle and you're being attacked by a bird and they're just
like an SCP
smiling.
story.
Yeah, they're smiling and they're playing piano. That's 10 of them. 10 out of 10 of them. You said 5 out of 10 different colored eyes. I think Tiffany's having issues with microphone. 10 out of 10 bulletproof luggages. That's a good one. And then Chris says 10 out of 10 Segways. So that's good. Good stuff. Those are good. Next week's movie will be what did we say? I totally forgot. The Invention of Lying. The Invention of Lying will be.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Next week's podcast, not next week's movie. We release these come out a week after. So if you're listening to this now, we've already recorded the Invention of Lying. But that will be the next week. If you're listening to this, that will be coming out on a podcast. So don't get those confused. If you want to attend the movies, it already happened by the time you heard this. But if you're trying to listen to the movies, then it'll be the next week's podcast episode will be Invention of Lying, and all that stuff. I think that's good. Julie will be back, I think, in like three or 4 weeks or something like that. But also me and Tiffany, we stream on Twitch Mondays and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. as we're also going to be at a bunch of cons. I just added them all to our Facebook calendar. We're going to be at TwitchCon, Comic-Con. Blart Con. Paul Blart. I was trying to make a joke and I can't think of it.
Is there a con?
No. Wait, yes, the Concrete Con could be con. I'm going to be at E3. Tiffany, I'm not sure if you decided if you're going to be at E3.
I have to wait until I come back in April. All
right. So Tiffany may or may not be at E3. I'm going to be at E3. I think we're both going to VRLA. I'm pretty excited about that one. That only Saturday, I think though. Fridays
so
for
cheap.
Like press. Yeah. It's so cheap for non-press.
Well, it used to be. I mean, it still is though.
It went up more, right? I swear it was lower than $40.
The early bird tickets were $20.
Dang it! Why didn't I buy it when it was an early bird ticket? I knew about it too. I remember that. Wasn't it cheaper? Whatever. Either way, $40 is still cheap. $30 with a student ID. I'm going to be at that, and I don't know. There's something else I'm forgetting. But either way, maybe PAX, but probably not. Anyways, is that all? I think that's all. Anyone else say things?
Jello legs.